The Ravens have set their initial 53-man squad. The team made its final round of roster cuts today to get to their regular season roster, and here were some of the big takeaways and surprises in looking at this list. Let's start with the headliner, and that's the undrafted rookie running back Keaton Mitchell making the team. He had a great camp, and then he just continued that into the preseason with a really strong showing in those preseason games. His speed is next level, and he really put that on display against the Commanders and the Eagles. The Ravens have a really talented and deep running back room, but Mitchell is someone who simply earned his way onto the team. He just did enough in camp to earn a spot, and I think that says a lot about his ability as an undrafted rookie, and credit to him for getting that done. Now on the defensive side, a big move is that undrafted rookie Malik Ham made the 53-man roster, and this is just a great story. Ham grew up in Baltimore. He went to Lafayette College, and now he's coming back home where he's going to have a chance to play NFL games at M&T Bank Stadium. I mean, that's just incredible. Ham made the most of his opportunities. He routinely made plays in training camp, and then he really shined during the joint practices against the Commanders. He put some Commanders offensive linemen on their back during those practices, and I think that caught everyone's attention. He showed that he could play in this league. Now, the Ravens are thin at outside linebacker because Tyus Bowser is opening the season on the NFI list, and that means he's going to miss the first 4 games. So that opened the door for Ham, and he made the most of it. Now, some other guys on offense who made the 53-man are wide receiver Tylan Wallace and offensive lineman Ben Cleveland. Tylan is someone who just had a great camp, and this is as good as he has looked in his NFL career. He played well in practice, and then he went to the preseason and caught touchdowns in back-to-back games. He was also a key player on special teams. He just did everything you can to make the team. And with Cleveland, he didn't factor into the competition for the starting left guard job, but he really showed that he can still be a valuable backup at that right guard spot and potentially even right tackle if needed. The former third-round pick has played pretty well in game action, and he can step into the lineup if called upon this season. And then at quarterback, there was a competition for the number 2 spot between Tyler Huntley and Josh Johnson. Now, the Ravens opted to go with Huntley. He just did enough to win that job, and they parted ways with Johnson. But look, it would not surprise me at all if Johnson ultimately ends up back here, maybe on the practice squad. Now, on the flip side, the biggest surprise to me in terms of players who were cut was rookie 5th-round cornerback Caillou Kelly. He was waived after an up-and-down training camp in preseason, and the Ravens opted to go with veterans at that spot like Ronald Darby and Arthur Mollett. Those guys have played in big games in the NFL in their career, and while Mollett dealt with injuries during camp, he does have the experience to step in and play right away at cornerback early in the season, as Marlon Humphrey is currently dealing with that foot injury. Now look, Kelly could ultimately end up back here on the practice squad if he clears waivers, but certainly there could be another team that's interested in the rookie out of Stanford. And then the last note here is that these moves probably aren't the last moves of the week. As an example, Pepe Williams is currently on the 53, but he's likely headed to IR as he's dealing with that ankle injury. So that means a veteran like Brent Urban or Kevon Seymour or Darryl Worley, all 3 of those vets will release, but that opens the spot for one of those guys to end up back on the 53, and certainly they can potentially end up on the practice squad as well. So we're going to keep you posted on all these moves as they continue to shake out over the course of this week. Make sure you download the latest version of our mobile app, turn on those push notifications, and as soon as news breaks, we'll send an alert right to your phone. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow.